Well, I don't think anybody's going to be stealing this fence. It's all locked up. It's locked up a whole bunch of times. All right. We're out on an adventure today, and it's getting really late in the really late fall. We're up here at, what is it called? East Brady, or no, Brady's Bend Overlook. It's a little bit of a rest area thing here, and it overlooks the Allegheny River down here. And there's a, I don't know who Brady was or why it's named what it is, but the Allegheny comes down through here and out around there, and over there it takes a big giant bend around, oops, almost fell, out around the hill, and it comes back good on the other side of the hill and continues to the south. So this big area here, I believe, is what's known as Brady's Bend. Now that's quite a ways down over there. Little town, little community down there. There's still a boat in and a dock. Most people have their stuff pulled out this late in the year. So we're going to head down over the hill here. There's a couple of landmarks we want to check out today. And this being the Brady's Bend Overlook, I guess this is the first one, but there's 3, maybe 4 other ones that we're gonna have to take the e-bike to get to those. So we're gonna go down over the hill, find parking, I think, at the trailhead, and get on our way. This is probably the last trip in the van this year before we put it away for the winter. And yeah, it's gonna be time to get out of the area for the year. Okay, we're all unloaded and on the trail. I didn't realize this first, called a point of interest or landmark. I didn't realize the first one was just right here by the parking area, or this close to it. We just parked the van just right over there. The other ones, they're not real far at all. This shouldn't take too awful long. We won't be gone too long today. The old Phillipston yard and turntable. I mean, there it is. There's man, that's been out of commission a long time. I don't know how long since the Phillipston yard has been in service. Been a while. These are like the only tracks down here anymore. Obviously the rail trail, you know, that was the old main line, and must have been some kind of yard. A lot of coal mining went on in this area, so a lot of different yards, rail yards are scattered around. That's cool. That one still has like the gears and stuff on it, yeah, and the rail that the rail that it rides on as it rotates to turn engines and stuff. That's pretty cool that this one is still this complete. Yeah, it still has actually the turntable itself, not just, I've seen other ones around, just the pit still exists, that all the hardware and stuff is long gone. But it's pretty cool to see. Anyway, there's a tunnel that goes underneath that hill. I said about the Brady's Bend. It's such a big bend, quite a few miles, well, I don't know, 4 or 5, but they put a tunnel in because the river came down. Like I say, it makes this big bend, and it continues over here, so it just made more sense to put a tunnel in. That is going to be open to the public very soon as part of the rail trail. Anyway, so we're going to head down that way. Well, there it is. There's the tunnel, and I can tell, I can hear construction equipment. You hear that beeper? Yeah, I think they're down to, I think all the work is done. They refurbished this tunnel. It was closed it was in disuse and falling apart. There was actually a cave-in here at the beginning, and it's all relined inside and reinforced and all that. And you can tell by the new stuff here. I think they're done. Yeah, I think all the work is done, but all they have left to do is, I guess, do some cleanup work, remove equipment, get it out of the area, put their tools away, so to speak. I see we're gonna come back. We're gonna come back to this and go up and have a closer look at it. I think that stone up on the top, the keystone, says 1915. So that tunnel's been around a while. I have a picture of it somewhere, I think, taken just a few years ago. They just started redoing this. I think it's been a work in progress, under construction. for like the last year or year and a half. But I think that picture was taken somewhere like 2019 or 18. So yeah, it's come a long way. They've been I don't know how much money it took. I think so. This is a big curve in here, and I think it's like 3/4 of a mile long. So being it's a curve, you get in there, you can't see light on either end of the tunnel. It's pretty dark in there, right? Pretty dark in there. I am on a new bike today. I am going to combine this video here as we go see some other sites and stuff. I gotta tell you a couple things about this bike. It's kind of a premium. To me, it's kind of a high-end bike. It's got some things about it that are you just don't see on other bikes, and I want to get a feel for it. And here, before I talk too much about it, I did take it for a little test drive back at the garage, just up the road just a couple feet and back, just to make sure the gears and the brakes, everything all worked and everything. This is my first real test ride on it, and I can tell you what, it's a comfortable bike. It is seriously comfortable. All right, let's get down to the new let's get down here a little bit. Yeah, I hear something getting closer. So, and with this tunnel being finished, or now that they've completed this, it connects it. There's upper trail too. This was kind of a broken link. So, and I don't know, when you go way out around somewhere, because of the town, I think it's interrupted. You have to ride through the city streets, or the town streets anyway, and there just wasn't a good way to put a trail around. So this links a couple of sections. Here's some more of the construction crew stuff. Looks like they got some trailers ready to haul some stuff out of here. All right, anyway, this bike, this trail, I think there's a speed limit for e-bikes. I think it's only, I don't remember if it's 15 mile an hour or 20 mile an hour. So I need to watch my speed. It'll do 28 mile an hour, I know that. So let's get down here a little ways. Look how many leaves are on the ground. We're getting that part of that time of the year where there's more leaves off the trees than what is still left on them. So yeah, it's getting late. Pretty soon they'll all be bare and they'll all have that winter look. Riding right along the Allegheny River. Water's down a bit. We haven't had any rain in a little while. So river's down a bit. And I figured out how to set the cruise control. They're right at 15 and a half mile an hour. We're on cruise control, just enjoying the sights. So down here, there's going to be a major, pretty large landmark. It's pretty awesome, and if I can find it, it should be. Oh, it's a good time of year to do that. Old ruins or structures, you know, when in the summertime, when all the weeds are all grown up and everything, it can be hard to spot that sort of stuff. But this time of the year, when things are dying off, they're easier to find. I think there's an old foundation of an old restaurant. I don't see if we can find that. There's a little bit of a story to that. Yeah, there's still, even though I think we're past the prime part of the year with as far as color goes, there's still a lot. We still got a lot of color. Okay, check this one out. It's an old coaling tower. So like I said, these hills, a lot of coal mining went on. So I'm sure there's conveyors and stuff that fed coal down to here, and you pull the train underneath and load them up. But we'll come back to this. I'm gonna get down to the furthest point, and actually I wanted to start down at this end. All right, we've come down all the way to as far as I want to go, and we're gonna work our way backwards actually. This is an old railroad bridge that goes across Red Bank Creek. Hang on a second. All right, that's Red Bank Creek. So in right here behind me is, you know, where it flows into, where it flows into the Allegheny River. So, so that's where we are. And there's a junction up here where the railroad, it came from the south. It came up from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And the idea of this trail is they want to eventually hook up all the there's different communities have different sections. In some areas where it was just easy to do, the trail is like really extensive, but because things of major projects like redoing that tunnel, and a couple videos back we checked out that old bridge. That's part of this line too. They just redid it, so they're trying to connect these all up so that this line, this bike trail, runs the whole way from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania up to Erie, Pennsylvania, which is up at Lake Erie. So that's a long run. That's a long bike trail, but I think that's the goal of this trail, is to make that big continuous connection. All right, I should probably, I'm gonna take a minute here. I can tell you a couple things about this bike. Yeah, it's a combination adventure and bike review. Just to say a couple quick things about it was, you know what, I recently looked at a bike about the same price range. Tell you what, I think this regular price on this bike is like $18.99. That's a lot of money. You know, e-bikes are a pretty big investment. So I looked at a bike. It was actually $100 more than this bike. It was at $19.99, that had less features than this did, and it didn't even have a local national dealer where you could go in and look at them and get parts and everything. I went to their website, and they have a map you click on, find a dealer near you. They're all over the country. So whether you need to get it serviced, their parts, or ordering goodies for it, you know what, they're all over the country with this company. So yeah, how do you pronounce that? They wanted me to make sure I got the pronunciation right. How would you pronounce that? Velotric is how they say to pronounce that, right? Is the sun all goofy on that? Velotric is the name. I guess it comes from velocity and electric. Is how they come up. Combination of that. Well, velocities, like, that would tell me this is pronounced Velotric, right? Or Velotric. Anyway, I'm not going to argue with them. It's their company. They want to call it the Velotric, I guess. So that's that. But I can tell you what, a couple quick things here I noticed that this bike has, but the other didn't. You know what? When I took it out of the box, I says, hey, this seat's a little bit different than what I'm used to seeing on you know, I've been through a few e-bikes, and I can tell you that seat, the stock factory seat, is pretty dang comfortable. And what caught my eye too was that this hardware is, it appears to be stainless. Okay, bright and shiny. That is kind of like nickel. If it's not stainless steel, maybe it's nickel plated, or plated with something, or it's stainless steel. So that prevents it against corrosion and stuff. So that caught my eye. The fact that this bike, one thing this bike has that the other bike that's more expensive, was that this bike comes with a rack. The other one, you have to order it extra. So not only is the bike more expensive, well, you got to start ordering stuff for it. Same with the fenders. Nice fenders, comes with a bike. You know, it's just part of the standard equipment. You don't have to order extra this and extra that, because that stuff adds up really quick. So you're talking about, the other bike was like more expensive, plus by the time you add it all up, it's like, yeah, no thank you on that bike. This bike I really like. Yeah, and they're nice sturdy fenders too. How many bikes I've been through where the fender's like real wobbly? That's a nice fit and a nice it's just nice. How about that? And it has the one's a reflector on the bottom, or if you turn the lights on, it has a tail light and brake light, and it has turn signals even. The other bike didn't. Yeah, the other bike again didn't have a rack, didn't have a light, not even mounted under the seat or anywhere. No light. I mean, come on, I don't know. You know, when you spend this kind of money, you know, I'd like to have a nice bike, dang it. Let me see. Let's move on. A couple other things will probably come to mind about it. And I'll talk about that then. Oh, I had it set to automatically go to sleep. auto power off. Let's turn this back on. That's a real nice display too. There it is. So this is called the Railroad Heritage Area of the Armstrong Trail. All right, and something more about that Red Bank Creek. And you know what? I actually did see a signboard up here about that restaurant, and there's more to it than I thought. I forget where I read something about this place, but there's even more information here than I was aware of up here. But over here is where the railroad, so it came to a Y. That trail goes the whole way up along Red Bank Creek, way across the state, over to eventually twisted and winded through by the creek and up through towns and cities, and eventually it makes its way all the way over to Harrisburg. So that's the state capital of Pennsylvania, and once you get to Harrisburg and beyond, all the way to the East Coast. So this was like a major, you know, talking about coming from Southwest Pennsylvania, coming up from Pittsburgh, and this coming over from the East Coast, and like I say, through Harrisburg, I think Altoona as well. That was a major railroad hub. And then here the two joined together and continued to the north to Erie. So this was a major I don't know, artery or junction, you know, Pennsylvania railroads. Yep, that sign, Red Bank Trail. So about this restaurant up here, all right, this is really fascinating to me. Let's get up here. All right. They said it was somewhere in here they said it was a floating restaurant. What was it, like on what do you call them things? You know, so it went up and down, probably had a ramp on, like a big dock. I think that's what I read in here. But there used to be, I guess this was the northernmost point to where boats could actually travel and bring goods north from Pittsburgh, until they built the lock and dam system, and I think that allowed the boats to go further. But at the time, this was like as far as you could navigate by boat. So it became anyway, it became known as Red Bank Landing in the 1800s. Yeah, pretty much says what I just said. Yeah, a floating restaurant located near the mouth of Red Bank Creek served up to 1,100 meals a day to passing boat crews. I'm guessing they brought goods up from the river and then unloaded over onto the railroad, and yeah, took it from there. Here's the bridge we were just on. Oh yeah, check this out. Of course, it looks a little different today. And here's the train. Now those are passenger trains. Okay. And over here is where the Red Bank Trail came, and this is the one from Pittsburgh. And here's that restaurant that was here. Now I don't know, it doesn't look like a floating thing to me, so I don't know. It looks like it goes down the bank some more, and it might have been another structure down here. So I don't understand that part of the story. But this is a picture I remember seeing on the internet somewhere, and I thought, well, where is the foundation? Because here's the Y, and we just rode our bike over. I mean, the foundation should have been like, maybe it's in them weeds right there. There's the Y right there, or maybe it's in the, or maybe over the decades, maybe some of this is washed away. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if we can see. There's an old water tower up here, and I don't see the coaling. I don't see that coaling station in that picture, but it's probably in there. A little bit fuzzy and blurry there, but yeah, this is where we're at. It's what it used to look like here. Pretty interesting. So about after the iron furnace was built, okay, employed up to 450 workers and produced 165 tons of pig iron per week. Over 100 houses were built in the area for workers and their families. So here is, I don't know, following the construction of the railroad in 1867 by the Allegheny Valley Railroad, the area became known as Red Bank Station. A hotel, restaurant, post office, and train station were located nearby. All right, now here's the interesting part to me. Okay, from what I understand, there was no road service here. Okay, it was the railroad and boat traffic only. There was no automobiles. You know, there was not a street or a road where you could come down from that town or any other town for that matter. This was railroad traffic only. So it was a place where people could get off and switch trains and freight. Whether you're going this way or going out that way or back down to the south. This was a major loading and unloading place. So all that stuff took time. So people could go in and maybe get more tickets to go the other way, or take a break, go get something to eat at the restaurant while they did their cargo thing, while they refueled engines. There's the coal tower there, and somewhere here is where that water tank was situated on the hill. Probably fed from a spring from off the hill. So this used to be a happening place. So it did. Pretty cool, pretty cool. So this only shows down as far as, it doesn't show the whole way down to Pittsburgh, not even close. 40, I think that's 40 miles from Pittsburgh, 45 miles, 50, 55, 60. Where are we at? We're the whole way up here. Oh, the Brady Tunnel North Portal. Okay, that's tunnel is not open yet. Oops, here. This is the tunnel that we were just looking at, the south entrance, or the south portal, and the north portal. So maybe it's not 3/4 of a mile long. Maybe it is, I don't know. So here's a coaling tower, and here's where we are, where the red star is. Yeah, a lot of history here. So let's go up to check out that coaling tower here real quick. Let me turn the bike back on, because just to save power, I have it in I think once it sits for 5 minutes, maybe it's 3 minutes, I have it set to power, automatically power off. So I think a pigeon just flew out of the top of that. Yeah, I'm sure there's some big conveyor or chutes that ran down off the hills and came down and loaded that thing. That looks like a you know, a hopper area, and dump out of there. Like the old maybe there was a way station, maybe there was a scale right here at some time, and the way station was in the office. Oh, we got pictures of what this used to look like. Huh, check that out. Old steam engines getting coal. What a massive structure. Wow. Huh. I can hear pigeons up in there. Must have been a place over here for, oh, I don't know. I don't know. There's no chute here. I wonder how they controlled the chutes. Looks like all the hardware has gone off here, any levers or rods or chains or anything to operate the chutes. It's been stripped of all that stuff. There's nothing but the concrete structure left. Wow. It's just massive. I guess we didn't check this one here out. All right, there was a gate on that side. Anything in here? Nope, not much to see here. Hole in the roof. I guess I'll insert another couple things about the bike. This size bike, I think those are like 27.5 or 28 inch diameter wheels. It's a full size bike. It's not one of those little 20-inch foldables or anything. It's a full size bike. It's very stable. It's a very comfortable ride. But this actually comes in two sizes. It's full size. They're both full size, but they accommodate riders. There's only a slight difference. I think one of them is, I think this post height is a little bit lower on one than the other. so it allows for a certain range rider, depending on how short or tall you are. And there's something different up here too. Maybe it's the total overall length, maybe the geometry is just a little bit different. I don't know about that, but this is the regular size one, and there's a large. This one, yeah, that seat will go way down, and this one is designed, I think, for riders from anywhere from 4'11" up to 5'8" or 9". Well, I'm 5'8", so I just got the regular bike. The other one is, there's some overlap. I think the other one is for riders from like 5'4" or up to like 6'2" or something. It's a little bit bigger, and probably mainly the seat height. Oh, and this thing up here is adjustable too. You know, that other bike, this is the first I think I've seen this actually. You can loosen that up, and this whole thing will adjust up. If you want the handlebars maybe up and back a little bit closer, that is very much adjustable. And by the looks of it, I know the lighting's not the best for this. It will go actually quite a ways. So, other than that, what else? Oops, they asked me to make sure I removed all the stickers, and I missed a couple of little ones. Sorry about that. And it has hydraulic, and this is very nice. Hydraulic disc brakes, not cables that get worn and stretched over time, and you have the adjusters you got to mess with periodically. So these are nice smooth hydraulic brakes. I really like them. They have a good feel to them. And I don't know if you've noticed, probably didn't demonstrate it, how quiet the brakes are. Man, I've had bikes with squeaky brakes or whatever. I haven't heard a squeak out of these yet. Very comfortable, very quiet. And I think, oh, that hub motor too, that's supposed to be a you know how technology advances. I hardly hear anything out of that motor, maybe a little bit once in a while, but other bikes I've had, they make a very definite, very definitive humming noise when they're on. You can hear that motor back there working. This one's like really quiet. And there's other little details too, you know, mixed in here. Look, it has the probably the better quality tubes in it. It has the brass stem, good kind of tires. There's just a lot. Sometimes, you know, it's in the details, and this bike has a lot of them. I'm really happy with it. Oh, and it has a range of, I think, 75 miles. So I could make this trip a bunch of times. 75 miles. It's quite a bit. And what else? What else? Well, if I think of it, I'll tell you here in a minute. Let's go back up to that tunnel. Oh, I know what it is. This load capacity up to 440 pounds. So it's a heavy duty bike. You know, you could be big. Oh, I know what else too. Yeah, 400 up to 440 pound capacity, plus this rear rack. I almost forgot about it. This is a Ebike rack, which that's compatible with a whole line of products. From, you can put a child seat on here, clips and locks in, and or different saddlebags, different like cargo, like a trunk of various sizes. I seen one, I think it's for like pizza delivery. You know, these are really universal, not well, for Ebike HD compatible products. I think I seen one that had it was bigger than a square, like if you was probably delivering pizzas on it. That'd be great if you deliver pizzas in town. And another one was another one of those trunks that had saddlebags. And the way this is designed, kind of comes out a little bit away from the wheel to keep the saddlebags, you know, away from the wheel. So this is a really cool rack that they put on here to, you know, allow for various accessories. I was just gonna put a, for now, I mean, they have a regular basket that will go on here. I was just gonna put a generic like milk crate, a little bit smaller than milk crate on here for now. But yeah, a lot of options as far as what kind of accessory you want to put on there, or various accessories, and clip it on, clip it off, you know, lock it in and go, for different things. So, all right, let's go. Okay, we're up and running again with the cruise control on. Nice. What a beautiful, beautiful day. We're out having a little adventure, isn't it? It's almost 80 degrees today. It's nearly a record high for this time of year. So, in case you didn't notice, I'm wearing short sleeves today. That's almost unheard of this late in the year. Yep, pretty nice day. There's a mile marker 64. So I guess we're 64 miles from wherever the train station was in Pittsburgh. It doesn't seem like we're that far away. There are some beautiful homes along the river here. That person, like over on the other side when he's over at the lookout, somebody has a pontoon boat over there. I need to think about getting that thing put away here pretty soon. And down there, I don't know if you can see those or not, there's the bridge way down there and the coaling tower. So we've come up, I don't know, maybe a mile. I should watch the mile markers and I'd know, right? All right, the tunnel's up here a little bit further, maybe another half mile. So let's get heading up there. Yeah, what a beautiful dang day. I can tell you what, I really like the cruise control. And I really like that display. It's really nice. It's really easy to see. Nice bright LED display. I like these handlebars too. They kind of curve back instead of straight out like some bikes, you know, like most e-bikes do. Yeah, this thing's like really comfortable. All right. Alright. Yeah, wow. Oh, I didn't see this signboard. The Brady Tunnel South Portal. Maybe this will tell me how long the tunnel is. Oh yeah, there's that headstone. I was right. That the keystone up on top of that arch. It's 1915. Railroad was built in this area between 1855 and 1870 using a relatively flat Allegheny River corridor at a cost-efficient location for the tracks. In the early 1900s, rail traffic was heavy, up to 5 passenger trains and 25 freight trains in each direction daily, justified installing double tracks. This also led to the building of the 2,468-foot Brady Tunnel. Well, it's about a half mile. Using the tunnel to bypass Brady's Bend shortened the train trip by 5.36 miles and avoided the high degree bends of the track along the rail line. So that wasn't too far off. It's saved 5.36 miles on that trip. So yeah, instead of going the whole way out around, and there's East Brady. And here's where we parked at, is down Phillipston. So we came down and there's the tunnel. So even at a half mile, you know what? You get in the middle of that, you can't see the light on either end of the tunnel. So South Portal, after removal of second set of tracks, they must have, and they must have just centered them up, regraded it, and centered them up, put them right down the middle. So it was big enough. 2 trains could get through there. Well, maybe back in the olden days, modern train, they have the double deckers and stuff. I don't think it would have fit in there, but yeah, that's pretty cool. Construction of the tunnel, 1913. Dynamite was used to blast through layers of rock, shell, and coal. Then steam shovels cleared the tunnel. That would have been interesting to see steam shovels at work. Large wooden beams were fitted against the walls and a 2-foot concrete liner was installed. Bricks lined the tunnel, providing additional support. During construction, many delays occurred due to falling rock. Construction was completed and the tunnel opened for use on May 28th, 1916. I'm so glad they put these information boards out. You know, I knew bits and pieces of some of this, but it's nice to kind of fill in some blanks. I forget where I seen the original article on like the restaurant back there. It was pretty extensive. That was a couple years ago when I first read that, and well, I didn't retain all that information very well, just bits and pieces of it. So yeah, we're not going to go in, I don't think. Yeah, you know what, technically, yeah, see, there's a sign, tunnel is closed, do not enter. And I do hear equipment running, and I see a pickup truck up there, so they're set to open soon. Yeah, all this is all new lining. Oh, Brady Tunnel and Trail Development Phase 4. What? Funding assistance has been provided by the PA Recreational Trails Program, the Federal Highway Administration, the Bureau of Recreation and Conservation, the D, is that a O or a Q? DQE Communications, and the Rails Trails Conservancy, and Armstrong Trails. You know what? That's got to be a lot of funding to completely reline a tunnel, a half-mile long tunnel. And because you know what, a lot of the drains need redone so the tunnel doesn't flood anymore. You know, when it was in its worst state of disrepair, you know, drains get clogged and tunnel fills up with a foot of water or something in it. So there's another plaque over here. Pretty similar to what we read on that board. The length, how many miles were saved. Renovated for Armstrong Trails in 2024. Pretty dang cool. I just love how these old stonework, all this construction, how well, yeah, it holds up over time. There are two broken stones up there. Part of it chipped and broke off, but all in all, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. So yeah, the tunnel is due to open very soon. They're gonna have a big ceremony and stuff here. So but we're not going to be here for that. We're not. We're going to be in the spring. We can come back and ride the new tunnel and the 5 miles above. And then I don't know what the next obstacle in the project is. Yeah, I'm told this connects it with the 5 miles beyond this has been rideable for some time, just like this section below it. And now this is connecting those two sections. So so we ride up that other 5 miles. I wonder what the obstacle is, what the next obstacle to overcome is to continuing its way up to Erie. I almost forgot one of the best features about this bike. Honestly, I don't know what I'm thinking. Let's go to menu somewhere here. It's a very simple, very easy to navigate menu. Okay, for instance, screen brightness, you know, we can change that if we want, but it's really nice the way it is. Auto power off, that sort of stuff. So you just enter it. Auto light, whether you want the lights to turn on automatically. Limited throttle limited. You know, I can restrict it to only go so fast, although I have it cranked up right now. Cruise control, rear light mode, connect to app. Find my set you. Let's go back up here to riding mode. Okay, let's go to that. Trail, boost. Let me go back. Trail or eco mode. So trail, seems to me I left it in boost. No, we'll leave it on trail. There, success, updated. It goes back to that. So let me get out of this. I hit the wrong button. Okay. So anyway, so in those settings, and I don't know if it's done right where we were at or somewhere else in the menu. or on the app, whatever. There's like 2 different ride modes. Whether one's called cadence and the other one's called torque sensing. And I know from a bike I rode probably 2 years ago that had the torque sensing feature, how much smoother and, to me, rider or user friendly that is. I think the cadence one is, it doesn't matter if you're doing from a dead stop or you're already doing 5 or 10 miles an hour. As soon as the bike senses that you're pedaling, it's like all on or all off. You know, if you're not pedaling, it's off. As soon as it's pedaling, it's like, it wants to take off on you. Anybody throw an e-bike, I think you know what I mean. But that's kind of an uncomfortable sensation where it's just, especially in the beginning when you're first riding, first time on an e-bike, as soon as it senses that, it's like, oh, it's like taking off like you hit full throttle. I don't like that mode at all. Maybe for certain riding conditions and maybe user preference to different people, maybe they like that. But I like the torque sensing feature, and I'm so glad this bike has that, you know, if you're pedaling a little bit, it senses that, and it helps a little bit. If you put a little bit more, it senses that, and it gives a little bit more. It really works with you. So that if I just, you know, if I go take off here and I start pedaling, it just kind of, a nice smooth starting that doesn't seem out of control. I really like that this has the torque sensing feature to it. It's just great. So, I mean, this bike, I mean, I don't know if there's anything else about it or not. There probably is. I'm probably forgetting something. I think I have it. I mean, it's got a nice headlight on it. Too bad that wasn't open. We could go check that headlight out. Little, like I said, the little details. They put this nice little wooden thing in the basket. I don't know what else to say about it, really. We might just let it go about that. We might just let it go at that. I think I've covered stuff pretty well. It's getting windy. Oh, the dust is blowing. Leaves are blowing around. All right, I turned the headlight on. I just want to check this out. Okay, the brake light's on. It's not really blinking. That's it must be in some kind of sequence with the camera. The frame rate. But anyway, that's a nice steady on with the human eye. The camera's just making it do that. What else? Where's the brake? Okay. Same thing. Let's just put one of the turn signals on. Okay. Right. Check that out. Put the other one on. How cool is that? All right, I think we're done. Yeah, if you're gonna spend, you know what? If you're gonna spend the money, shop around, and you know, like I say, for that other bike with less features, ends up being more money. There, that should be off. It's crazy. And you know, it didn't have the torque sensing. The back rack, it didn't have the fenders. The other kind of upgrades I mentioned about the better quality drive on there that is rust resistant. You say whether that's nickel plated or actual stainless steel, I don't know. It's a super comfortable bike, more adjustments in it, and it's cheaper with comes more complete, and it's cheaper than a competitive stripped down bike. So yeah, this is I'd rather have this. So maybe we'll come back someday when the tunnel's actually open. And oh look, wait a minute. And look above the tunnel. See, here's where it wied off. Here's that Y. Okay, over that way, on the other side of these rocks. You can see the top of the tunnel right there. And then it wides off and goes up around town. So there's that big chute up there. I wonder what that was for. Coal? Water? Huh? Oh, drainage. There is water coming out of it. Oh, you know what? I think that thing had to been repaired, at least up above it. I think the water, something was broken up at the top of that, and water ran down off the hill and down on top of that, kind of the beginning part of that tunnel, and that's what made that old collapse. So I think they started last year. They get up on the hill with some equipment and some big, I mean, large diameter drain pipe, and fixed that drain up on a hill first and made it so it fed back into this. That way it's not dripping down on the tunnel entrance. So that was a lot involved in this project. A lot goes into fixing a tunnel. All right, let's get. Well, we made it back to the van. I had to leave Bella behind. Yeah, it's a hot day. She's in the van, but I do have the air conditioner running, so she's perfectly comfortable. Took her for a walk before I left, so she was all good. She probably snuck a little nap in, which is ridiculous. I probably know better than that. She probably watched this trail for the last half an hour, 45 minutes, waiting for my return. There's you, right? Was you just watching the trail waiting for me the whole time? Or did you go take a nap? Huh? What happened? Huh? You okay? Come here. Did you survive okay? We'll go for another walk, girl. Yep, pretty comfortable in here. Hey, girl? Come on, outside. Well, we're all loaded up and ready to go. I only seen 5 other bikes on the trail while I was out. Every one of them was an e-bike. It's a popular thing. These rails to trails things are so nice. There are a lot of nice bikes out there. I would just caution you. You know, it's like I said earlier in the video. It's a lot of money to spend. You know, and you gotta watch why spend all that money and get less. Shop around. Find something that's, you know, good quality. Like I say, they have nationwide, you know, store locations all over the place, or participating dealers, bike shops and stuff that carry that bike, and will service it and stuff. So that's the big thing with this one. I rarely see that a lot of e-bike companies, so that's big that they have participating dealers, you know, across the country. And really, when you're spending that kind of money, I want some stuff on my bike. Okay, there could be some stripped down thing with no fenders and a lot of other stuff too. So pretty happy with the bike overall. I think I've covered everything satisfactorily. It's gonna have to be good enough. There it is.